We have a mini episode for everybody today. We'll get back to our normal scheduled weekly discussions on Tuesday, but for today, we wanted to preview the upcoming Super Bowl that's going to happen tomorrow in Santa Clara, California. Um, as we mentioned last week, you have the 14-3 Seattle Seahawks, champions of the NFC, facing off against the champions of the AFC, the number 2 seed, New England Patriots, also 14-3. Seattle currently opens up, or I guess currently right now, they're a minus 4.5 point favorite. Um,
I think it's been pretty much
Getting
that the
into
whole
some of
week.
the what's that?
Yeah, I've
I
had
think
them as a favorite the whole time too.
I think the spread hasn't really moved too much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just at a glance, they kind of. I mean, it looks about right. Um,
Mm.
just going through some of the numbers between the two different teams, both of them had about 20. They averaged about 28 points a game. New England was second overall, 28.8, and Seattle right behind them in third with 28.4. Yards per game, 379 in favor of the Patriots compared to 350 for Seattle. Defense, I think we all would agree that Seattle's defense certainly has an edge here over New England's, although, Vrabel does get the best out of, his defensive team. So total defensive sacks, doesn't seem like New England's getting to the quarterback very well. That might be different with Sam Darnold, who's not as mobile as some of the other quarterbacks. But they only had 35 sacks as opposed to the Seahawks having 47. Interceptions, they had 10. Seattle had 18. 18 was fifth in the league. So I think this is going to be, I honestly think it's going to be a pretty well scoring game. If you take the elements out of a couple of the New England games, I think the scores that they had, I mean, they only scored 22 points, throughout the playoffs, or averaged less than 22 points in the 3 games in the playoffs. One of which they played against Denver, who has a really good defense, and then the weather played a contributing factor. Um, so
Yeah,
I
they didn't
think
look good even
having
before
a
that.
neutral field with weather not being or playing a major factor, the scoring's going to be up in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, against
Just
LA, they didn't play too great offensively. The Chargers defense is decent as well, but they didn't necessarily blow them out. The Texans did. Texans just kept giving them short fields, and the Patriots kind of kept giving the ball back. So that was an ugly game. I think the defense scored at least one touchdown that game.
mm,
So I actually think that this is
Yeah,
going to
those
be a
short
low
pictures.
scoring game, to be honest.
oh,
I think
we'll get into
Seattle's going to
the
have a
predictions
defensive touchdown also. So
in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what the prop bet is on that one, but I think they're plus 500 if I remember.
For a defensive touchdown.
Defensive touchdown for Seattle, yeah.
Let's
But
see if
just
I can find it.
comparing the different offensive players, certainly Darnold had a pretty good year this year. Passed for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, but he had 14 interceptions, and he's known to fumble the ball a lot too. So if New England can get to him, they can certainly get some turnovers there. Drake May, 4,300, almost 4,400 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. So not only is he had a very productive year passing the ball, but even running the ball. Just let me pull up the stats real quick, but he was actually he had 450 yards rushing on 103 attempts. So I looked at the prop bet earlier on him, and I think his over under for rushing yards was like 35, um, which is achievable, but it's also dictated by kind of how the game goes. Like if they're playing from behind, he's going to be more inclined to run. Um, so, but just going over just the two different offenses, both teams had kind of a dual running back system. Seattle with Walker and Charbonnet, and then New England with Henderson and Stevenson. They carried the ball pretty consistently throughout. Henderson and Stevenson both about 180 attempts for Henderson, 130 for Stevenson. Henderson outgained him 900 to 600, but in touchdowns they were kind of comparable, 7 and 9. On the Seahawks side, Charbonnet has more touchdowns. He seems like he was the goal line back. They lost him in the playoffs to an ACL, so it's going to basically be Walker and I believe it's Halani is the backup running back.
Walkers look really good.
Yeah, so Walker outgained Charbonnet in the season with 220 attempts, rushed for over 1,000 yards. He had I think fantasy owners would call it a down year. Certainly when
Absolutely.
it comes to production from before, but in the playoffs, he certainly turned it on. With Charbonnet kind of going out with an injury, and it probably played a big factor into that as well.
Yeah. I had him
Both
in
quarterbacks
fantasy.
have passed for what's that game?
Not saying I had him in fantasy, so I was always annoyed with Walker never getting the touchdown. He'd run it down there and then he'd give it to Charbonnet.
And then give it
So,
to Charbonnet.
It's like the Barkley Hurts. It's like if he doesn't get in at the one, then it's going to be a Hurts touchdown. So, as I mentioned, both quarterbacks passed for 4,000 yards. Najigbo is the main target for Darnold this year, 120 receptions. I think the next closest person was
Crazy.
Barner with 52. So it just kind of shows you the disparity there. Almost 1,800 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, which I think we all like going into the season thought that he was going to play a bigger role. It just never panned out, and he ended the season with 47 receptions, just under 600 yards, and only 2 TDs. So, does he play a big factor into this game? Is just maybe not. You would think that New England's mindset, if it's anything, if it's anything like Belichick, you take away their best player, and their best player is probably JSN at this point. So does Kupp? Does he benefit? Does Barner benefit? Like, how do they kind of mix that all in?
And Shaheed could be used in many ways.
Yeah, he only played a few games with Seattle, and I'm not sure if these stats include his time with New Orleans, but I'm only seeing 15 receptions, 188 yards. So I know,
But
especially
he's
on
obviously been big on the return game. Yeah,
special teams, he's going to play a big role. On New England, they in the passing game they tend to distribute it a little bit better. Diggs was the leader in the year with 85 receptions, just over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. But he likes to distribute the ball, to a lot of guys. He had probably 5 or 6 receivers that all had over 30 receptions. Hunter Henry had 60, Booty had 33, Mac Hollins, another ex-Eagle, 46. And then kind of the production out of everybody. Everybody's kind of in that 400, 500 yards. And, Henry was second behind Diggs with 760. So it seems like New England gets a lot of contribution out of just a mix of everybody. Kind of similar to, back in the old days with the Eagles of, especially with McNabb, he had those games where he's hitting 7 or 8 different targets. Seems like they distribute the ball pretty well. Out of the backfield, Stevenson and Henderson also play a factor there as well. They both had 30 plus receptions in the year, ranging from 200 to 300 yards between the two of them, or combined between each of them had at least 250 yards. So I think offensively, what I don't think Seattle can basically pinpoint anybody truly on New England. I think Drake May does a good job of distributing to others, whereas opposed to New England, if they can try to focus on JSN and maybe even trying to shut down Walker in the running game, maybe it plays into what you were saying, Cam, or a low scoring affair. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. So, Cam, you want to give us a quick breakdown?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it is going to be kind of low scoring. The over under right now is set at 45.5. So I think it's definitely going to be lower than 45. My prediction would be Seattle, I don't know, like 20 to New England, like 14. Like, I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't think there's going to be a ton of touchdowns. There is always in the Super Bowl, there's always every team always has some random trick play they want to try and do to show off. Side note, I don't know if you guys saw the ESPN Philly special that they aired last night. I started watching it. I haven't completed it, but obviously the Philly special is, near to our hearts, right? Like, we like to always talk about the Philly special. Every Super Bowl, there's always going to be something that's happened. Vrabel himself has caught touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. So maybe there'll be some fuck shit going on where they're trying to do something weird and make some plays happen. But
Mhm.
I don't think that the teams are super strong offensively. I think they're going to be more defensive battles. So that's why I'm thinking there's going to be low scoring. But I think Seattle's defense they're playing really good ball. Darnold hasn't been turning the ball over too much lately. So I think that, they'll utilize JSN, utilize the run game with Kenneth Walker. He's going to be, the bell cow now. Uh,
Mhm.
and then I think Cooper Cup actually is going to be kind of utilized as well. I mean, he's a previous Super Bowl MVP. So I think that, that's kind of be the focus is getting Kenneth Walker going, kind of open up some passing, but I don't expect too many touchdowns to be scored in this game.
Yep. What about you, Brock?
So I think so. A lot of the factors we've gone over, I have a good feeling about some guys like obviously Shaheed. I think he's going to continue doing what he's going to like. They're going to use him not only in the return game. Like if we saw a kick return touchdown, I don't think we've seen one since Hester. It's been if there is, I'll have to double check, but it's been a while since we've seen one of those. That would be obviously that's a factor they've already seen in the playoffs. Like and with the defense, obviously we know with Demarcus Lawrence and that defensive line, they got to the quarterback a lot, forced fumbles with with fumble recovery touchdowns. And then they've basically done so much of that they've allowed Darnold, even with the oblique, to not have to do a lot at all. Like you said, he's not turning it over. He can hand it off to Walker. He can say, "Hey, defense, go get me a touchdown, and I'm gonna be clean and be healthy the whole game." So I have it. I think with all that, I have it Seahawks 28, Patriots 17. That's what I got. That's how I'm feeling. I just think
I think the
Drake
game.
May and them just look so bad against Denver. I just think with the same defense because they knew the weather was coming. So I'm not even factoring the snow. They played
Mhm.
pretty poor that first half as well when it was clear as day. So I just think with the defense and the way they've looked, he's gonna struggle.
So that's right at 45 there, Brock. So that's right at the over under line too. So you're right on line with Vegas.
Mhm. So I actually think the opposite of you guys. I think it's going to be a higher scoring affair. Um,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
we've seen Darnold get into shootouts before. I mean, he had three of them with the with the Rams this year.
Mhm.
Um, I think they're going to be able to move the ball up and down the field, and I think for this game to remain close, like Brock, I think you're right on it. I think 28 plus points out of Seattle for sure. It's just a matter of can New England keep up, and I think they will. I think it'll be a good Super Bowl. I have Seattle coming away with the win, but it's going to be closer. Probably a late, you know, last second field goal. I have 34-31.
Oh wow, okay. You got any plays at the 1 yard line passes, or are they gonna run the ball?
Um, I don't
Referencing
know.
Malcolm
Well,
Butler.
Pat Rivers certainly didn't have that bet, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think if they get down to the one, they'll probably hand the ball off to Walker, but
hmm
we'll see.
I mean, I hope
That's
I'm
gotta
wrong,
be a
right?
bet though.
Like,
Mhm.
I hope that the Super Bowl is exciting. It's not a defensive showcase. I prefer it to be a high scoring game just because that's more exciting to watch as a fan of football. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think these two teams they're more defensively stronger than they are offensively. So
Yeah.
I mean, Darnold, hopefully he's fully healthy now. I guess Drake May actually also went down with some kind of shoulder injury. He didn't
Yeah.
didn't go
On
down,
the
but
running play or something.
he
Yeah.
had a shoulder injury against the Broncos. So they're both fully healthy now apparently, and they're good to go. So maybe we'll see if it has any kind of lingering issue, but we'll see.
Yeah. So prior to the episode today, we put together some bets. Cam, you want to cover those for us?
Yeah, so what we did was we all made a pick for each team. So we have a Seattle Seahawks parlay and a New England Patriots parlay. So Brock, you went with JSN over 110 receiving yards. Brian, you went over 72 and a half rushing yards by Kenneth Walker, and I have 40 plus receiving yards by Cooper Cup. Those three picks is a three-leg parlay at plus 1050. So it's
Ten
not the
dollars, win
easiest
100.
parlay to hit, but $10 wins 105. So
Mhm.
For the New England parlay, we have Ramondre Stevenson over 47.5 rushing yards. That was Brian's pick. My pick was Drake May over half of an interception, so him to throw at least one interception this game. And then Brock, you picked Hunter Henry 5+ receptions. So big focus on the offense for Drake May is to be thrown to Hunter Henry in Brock's mind.
Mhm.
That one's 3 legs, obviously at plus 800. So $10 to win $80.
Nice. So hopefully, if we have any backers there, we'll be able to put some money in our banks. Cam, you want to give us a quick update on the bracket?
Yeah, the pigskin bracket. So we have an unknown participant. If you're out there, please reach out so we
Please
know
let us
who to give
know.
props to.
Yeah, let us know.
Mhm.
But so basically, it's a race between two people. So Justin, our buddy that's over in Alaska right now, he's got the Pats winning it all. So if the Patriots win, he'll be number one. And then Jay-Z picks two. Um, they have Seattle winning it. So if Seattle wins, they will be first place. Brock, you can finish second if Seattle wins as well. So if Patriots
First
win, it'll
loser.
be Justin. If it's Seattle, then it'll be Jay-Z picks two, and Brock will be in second. So we'll see what happens there. But it really kind of just came down to whoever can have the Super Bowl matchup or the Super Bowl winner, and that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I started out hot and kind of fell off with the Buffalo loss. That cost me pretty much.
Yeah. I had Buffalo winning getting to the Super Bowl to lose. That was my matchup. Yeah.
I'm the only true Eagles fan and picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. So
I had them winning the first round, so they screwed me when they lost that game.
you
So,
hate the Eagles,
Yeah.
Brock.
I do not hate the Eagles. We've been over this.
But Brian, did you? So I did put in some other bets on the Super Bowl. So I put in the coin toss. I picked tails. So
Mhm.
let's go for
Nice.
tails. I hit it last year. I think it was heads last year actually. But and then another thing
So
that
you
I
hit
hit,
it last year as heads.
I believe so. I know I don't remember if it was heads or tails, but I did hit the coin toss last year, so that was cool. And then also last year I did the players number of players to attempt a pass was over 2.5. So
Mhm.
that hit last year because Kenny Pickett came in and threw a pass. But so I took that again this year, thinking, they're going to be trying to do some weird trick plays and shit. So maybe we'll have some
Yep.
random person with a passing attempt. Or that opens the door if there's ever an injury to a quarterback. You have someone that can come in
Yeah.
and, has to come in and throw the ball. So
Yeah, Drew Lock. Drew Lock could come in there and throw a pass.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like those. I guess some other ones that are kind of intriguing too is, both teams as much as everybody goes for two nowadays, the bets on these are actually pretty good. So if New England has a successful 2-point conversion, it's plus 550. So, for $10 on that, it's nice, easy 50
Yeah.
bucks. Seattle's plus 650. If they just attempt, like either team attempt a 2-point conversion, it's plus 305. So they don't even
I
have to
might jump
make
on
it;
that.
they just have to attempt it. So $10 to win basically 30. It's like I like the odds there. And as we mentioned
That's
before,
either team.
it says either team to have a successful. Oh wait, never mind. Either team to have a successful 2-point
Oh.
conversion.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Either team to attempt a 2-point conversion, that's plus 138. So I read that wrong. Sorry, everybody.
Got it. Okay.
So either team to have a successful one is 10 to win 30. We talked about it earlier, kind of the defensive matchup. New England scores a defensive TD, they're plus 800. If Seattle scores a defensive TD, they're plus 525. So kind of what you guys were mentioning before of, Seattle's probably more likely if they do to score a TD. And then, Brock, you brought up Shaheed earlier too. If either team
Mhm.
scores a special teams touchdown, it's plus 600. So I think some of these like touchdown bets, like if anybody wants to throw, $5, $10 on some, I like the odds, the payout on them. I think, they can certainly hit just based on what we've seen over the last few Super Bowls.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, I would definitely play to do the Shaheed bet if I was a betting man. That's
On
the one I
special
would put in.
teams, yeah.
I know we were
Yeah.
talking earlier, Brian. Like, I wish Bet Rivers would open up to more of the like props about like national anthem, Gatorade colors,
Yeah.
halftime show performance, like things. I mean, not that I don't think any of us really know Bad Bunny's songs, but those are always
No.
fun
Nope.
props about like what song will be the first song.
Won't even
or
know the
anything like
words.
that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think I saw somewhere where they had a thing where like what national landmark are they going to show first? Is it Alcatraz or the Golden Gate Bridge? And it's like little stupid things like that, but we just don't even get the ability to, bet on those types of things.
it's got to be the Golden
just
Gate
trying-
Bridge. That's got to be the opening shot. Is Golden Gate
That's
Bridge.
what I would
Yeah.
think too. Yeah. See,
Even
look,
though they're an
just
hour
going
away.
through- So this is DraftKings that I'm going off of now, but they give you the ability to bet the opening coin toss, color a first Gatorade poured on winning head coach. I mean, what would you guys go with? I'll say what the odds would. Not even knowing what they are, but what do you think? What color?
Orange.
Orange. Orange is plus
Or
360.
blue.
I-
Well,
Blue
blue.
is plus 260.
I feel like Vrabel might be like
Hey.
a water guy. What's water? Do they have clear water?
Water or clear is plus 1100.
Okay.
So, but they even have like jersey number or first touchdown score, over 10.5, under 10.5. Like these
That's
are some
wild.
cool little prop bets that,
Yeah.
you want to bet on, but they're not there.
I did see Bet Rivers had something that was like total number of or jersey number total of all touchdowns scored, and it was like over
I have seen those
120.
before. Yeah.
But if you look at
That's
like a
insane.
lot of the players on both teams, they're
they're all
mostly
single
like,
digits.
I mean, Booty, I think he's like 84. Diggs is 4 or 14, right? Mays
Diggs
Yeah,
is
10,
8, I
JSN,
thought.
that's
JSN's 11.
11. Kenneth Walker's
So
8 or 9, right?
9,
9. Yeah. Diggs number's 8. Yeah.
8.
And
Okay,
then
yeah.
both
So
Henderson and Stevenson are what, 30s? They're in the 30s.
and then
So Hunter Henry
Henry,
would be the
Yeah,
only other
30.
one that's in the 80s.
yeah.
Yeah, but see, then you
Barner's
gotta
in
start
the
doing
80s.
math during the game. You gotta sit there and
Yeah.
go, shit, hold on. He
Dude,
scored, that's
just
80
let it
points.
happen.
Yeah, that's
Those are the ones you
yeah,
check the next
like,
day. It's like you have all these little stupid
Yeah.
bets. I'm like, all right, which
like,
ones
no,
did
hold
I
on.
hit?
That's all I was thinking in my head. It's like, I'm watching the game and go, crap, hold on. Someone add that up. See if I can see if I'm close.
All right, Kim.
Yeah, that
So
would be
as you
crazy.
mentioned earlier, so one of the props that you can do, Seahawks to attempt a pass from on or inside the New England Patriots 1-yard line, plus 550.
Oh, good.
Seattle
That's
to throw a
on
touchdown
DraftKings.
pass. It's on DraftKings, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the shit I'm talking about. Bet
Has to
Rivers, get your
be.
stuff
Yeah,
together.
it has to be though.
Cool.
That's got to be a bet for sure. Yep.
Yeah, Bet Rivers is terrible. I wish DraftKings would just take over. QB to catch a pass.
Delaware just needs to get
yes,
together and
plus
let us use it.
1100.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they just need a casino to.
Yeah.
Let's see, any non-quarterback to throw a pass plus 1400. Will there be a kickoff return for a touchdown plus 2200? So that's your Shaheed. Does Shaheed also return punts for
Yep.
them, or he does both?
I believe he has since he's got there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And here you go, Kim. An offensive lineman to score a touchdown plus 2200. So I guess I can drive out to Maryland if I want and put some bets in on that before I go to your house.
Yeah, not too far away.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a good game. At least
Let's hope.
yeah, let's hope. So,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
as I
Excited.
mentioned, Tuesday we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming of covering, some updates on the Eagles. Then get into baseball. Spring training's coming, as well as the World Baseball Classic. And then touch on Flyers and Sixers and maybe a little bit of Knicks, but probably not.
Trade
They
deadline.
made a trade.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. And until
Cheers.
then, cheers.
Stay warm.
Peace.